Okay, so this is a, this is actually a public hearing, right, a public notice, which we should have started at 7:10. Apologize for that.
It's a
Let me-
continuation?
Yes.
This was a
Originally on our schedule
continuation.
from
Right.
last 2 weeks ago.
Continuation of a public hearing.
I'll read the public hearing notice one more time. In accordance with Chapter 166, Section 22 of the Massachusetts General Laws, a public hearing will be held by the Board of Selectmen in Room 14, Town Hall, 235 North Street, on Tuesday, July 6, 2010, at 7:10 PM on the petition of Reading Municipal Light Department to locate conduit on Parker Drive as described in RMLD Plan Number 1922 dated 6/1/10. This hearing is rescheduled from June 21st, 2010. Notices have been sent to the butters. Are there any butters here on that? No? Okay. Yes, sir.
That was it. I spoke to the two homeowners where we'd be digging right in front of, and they were fine with it.
DPW aware of this?
Yep.
And one of the two gentlemen that I spoke to, Mr. Cameron, about, was concerned about being torn up, being able to maintain growing of the grass, not that we can water it now, but, did you speak with them personally?
The homeowners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it? Okay. One of them, Tom,
You know which
Covenant?
house that is?
I don't know, 22, probably, that was
I think I
20.
spoke to the wife of both houses.
And did they speak to you about RMLD maintaining it until the grass grows in so they can mow it? At one of them?
No,
No?
but if that's what we gotta do, we'll do it.
I think, what was it,
Mr. Cameron
Mr. Cameron committed to
committed
that.
to doing it, particularly for this one homeowner who's right now laid up with, unable to maintain it himself at this particular point in time.
So they're just looking for us to water it until it's
Right.
grown. Yeah, that's no problem.
Once the water, oh, you can water it by
Yeah,
hand.
once the ban is off.
Yeah,
You can water it by hose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna, you can water it by hose. And I actually gave Vinnie the gentleman's name and phone number. So, I assumed he was gonna follow up.
I'll follow up with him.
Okay, that'd be great.
And the purpose of the conduit is,
On our underground subdivisions, we basically like to have two feeds going into it.
Mhm.
So it's a loop going through, so if something happens in the middle, you can isolate that
Mhm.
without
shutting everybody down,
off
yeah.
for long periods of time. This only has one feed coming in right now.
Okay.
This will finish that loop.
Jeff?
Just a quick question. It says here that the Town of Reading Municipal Light Department, and then below it says Reading Municipal Light Department, asking the same thing. What's the difference between the two? What's the difference between the Town of Reading Municipal Light Department and the Reading Municipal Light Department? Is there a difference?
No, it's the same.
It's Reading Municipal Light.
But why would there be a need for two different descriptions?
It's not too different.
There's a Town of Reading Municipal Light Company, and then it says, whereas the Reading Municipal Light.
Town of Reading owns Reading Municipal Light.
Right.
The Town of Reading owns Reading Municipal Light Department. Reading Municipal Light Department is an entity unto itself, but owned by,
That's why it's called
The Town of
department. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Mr. Prisco?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the petition of Reading Municipal Light Department to locate conduit on Park Drive as shown in Plan Number 1922 dated 6/1/2010.
second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
We have some signatures on here that everybody
Yeah.
needs to sign, so
Okay.
you want to do that after the meeting, or you want to do it now?
I guess you're not going to wait for this document, right?
I think they usually mail it to us.
Okay, all right,
Then we just hold off
Yeah.
till after the meeting.
whatever. We have a one-day liquor license request from the Masonic Lodge. Do we have representatives from the lodge here? Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's all right. Hi, I'm Michael Wolf from Masonic Lodge in North Reading. This is a one-day liquor license for our off-and-on summer pig roast. And basically the license from 12 to, I think, 6. And it's part of our fundraising opportunity with us and another lodge in Woburn. And we really like to show the guys we're having a good time, so.
It's noon to midnight
Noon
according
to
to
midnight.
this.
That's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah, you don't have to stay open till then.
Yeah, probably about 7 o'clock. I haven't done it maybe at midnight. This
No,
game
that's
is-
what's on the license application, that's why, okay.
So you'll be covered.
Um, Any questions?
This is an annual event, right?
Yeah,
pretty
so,
much.
we missed a few years here and there,
Mhm.
but usually the end of it. It's open to the fellow Masons.
Is there a police officer on duty, or,
That, I don't know about it. We used to have one a while ago.
That's the
I
question
think
I
it
had.
was- It's like 3 tips are like per people there, but I'm not sure about the police officer. So we can research that.
The police department's not necessarily requesting or requiring it at this,
Mhm.
based upon their recommendation.
that's true.
Any issues as a result of, NRPD should be notified, so it's not necessarily requesting that be part of the
Mhm.
requirements.
Questions for?
Never been any issues over all the years that I've been
No,
here, so.
we follow the same procedures every
Yeah.
year.
Mhm.
No question.
No questions? Mr. Prisco?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant a one-day wine and malt beverage license to the North Reading Masonic Lodge, 283 Park Street, for an event to be held on July 17, 2010, between the hours of 12 p.m. and 12 a.m., subject to all regulatory department requirements.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy and have a great time.
Do we need to sign this?
Yes.
Hope you have good
Yep.
weather. Hope it's a little bit cooler than it is this week. Be tough to roast the pig, actually, you wouldn't
Be
need any,
feeling
you
like
wouldn't
the
need any
pig.
coals, just put it on the spit.
Greg, on the ambulance write-off, was the chief,
No,
maybe you know,
recommendation
you'll
is
be speaking
impose
for him?
Pick it up later.
Efforts to
Excuse
collect.
me, you can pick it up, later.
tomorrow. I'm sorry about that. You had a note from Chief Harris indicating that efforts to collect on the accounts have been exhausted. The amount of the requested ambulance write-off is $2,203.98. Covers the accounts which is shown on the rear side of the ambulance write-off report. That would be the recommendation.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Spell your CONUS. On the second sheet that proposes a write-off over $2,000,
Yes.
seems to indicate on the backside of that form that on the first particular billing, there was a no response hardship request. I didn't see a hardship request attached to this from that particular.
There was.
I think the first one.
Just for one.
Right.
I saw it for the one, for the,
Just for this one here, but-
the,
Oh, just for that
the
one, okay.
$96 amount.
Oh,
I
the other.
don't see the hardship request in the one that's dollar amount $793.98.
No, I took
No,
it.
I don't recall seeing it either.
No, I don't think there is one. I just don't think they paid it.
No, it says, if you see the
Yeah.
reason, it says hardship request.
Where are you looking?
It's,
Reason, no
Which
response,
person?
PT.
that's why I took it as a no response.
I do not have the hardship request
This one, I
letter.
think it's on the back side, Bob. Maybe the last, there it is. You have it.
Yeah, no, I have that. No, I was looking for the
It says right here. First it says no response, and it says
Yeah, I took it as no response.
PT/hardship request. There's no hardship request that I see. The second one, it's a pretty recent bill. It's only over a year. It's $1,300. There's just been no response to a collection letter. I don't know if I'm in a position to agree to write either one of those two off.
Mr. Chair.
In fact, they're not North Reading residents.
No.
What about the third one? It looks like that was a child. Look at the date of birth.
Right, fairly young.
Mhm.
I mean, I honestly don't see any legitimate reason to write off those three at this point in time. And,
Well, can I ask a question?
I'm very confused here, because I see, on this page, there's another one. And,
Right, the 9693.
96, 93
Yeah.
billing amount, right. It
so,
has to-
so basically, this is a Medicare, there's a Medicare number, so this is the balance evidently that they're writing off, okay.
Yeah, I have no issue with that
And the
one.
individual also discloses a significant amount of information.
Right.
Yeah, no,
There's no issue with that.
No issue,
Right.
But the next series, I have issues with all three.
yeah,
Okay.
I do too. So-
Can we contact the tax collectors for those towns and
No, we'll
Pass them in.
refer them to collection.
just run a collection? Okay.
Mr. Chair, a question.
Yes,
The services that were provided, these obviously are not North Reading residents. Did the service we provide, was it in those towns of which they lived?
I would have no idea.
it doesn't say, it could be a motor, could have been a motor vehicle accident
Or
here,
could we have
or
been
it could
called
be,
over?
could be that we were transporting for another town,
Right, that's what I was,
one or the other.
if we were transporting for another town and we provided that service for the other town, is there a possibility that we can hold the town responsible
No.
for
No,
such
they-
costs?
Absolutely
I,
not.
I think it works mutual.
Right.
Whoever transport in that situation, that's who bills, is my understanding. So if it was that case where we transported Wilmington, Peabody, and Andover, we would have the right to bill. So,
And this very well could be some incident, an automobile incident
Right.
that took place in town.
We don't pay for those collector services, right? They just take a percentage.
There's a small fee
Right.
associated with it.
The existing system works off of a percentage of what they collect. The proposed system is a flat fee.
But Comstar now, they give it like 3 attempts, I think it is,
Right,
3 different types of attempts at it, and then pass it back.
Back to us.
And then-
So, do we have a
So-
motion to
Have we
write
done
off
it?
this one item?
No, we don't,
We don't.
we don't. We only have there's
No,
only a motion, unless I
We
missed
do.
it. Oh, yes, we do.
Separate motion
Yep,
for
we
the
do.
$96 one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll entertain a motion for that.
Mr. Chairman, I move to write off ambulance bill NR 10-692, run number 64192, dated 4/21/2010, in the amount of $96.93 in accordance with Hill-Burton standards.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. And we're gonna return these other three for
It will be returned.
collection.
But we haven't done the collections on these already. We just decided to go right to a,
Well, look at one of them's 2006, so I don't know what the history is there.
well,
Right, there's missing social security numbers, there's minors involved. I think that was the reason, the basis behind the write-off.
Mhm.
no, I was just responding to what Steve was saying. You off, try 3 times and then it comes
Yeah,
back
they do
to
it at
us.
least 3 times.
So that's why I was asking, is this coming
Yeah.
back to us now?
In this
because it
case, they
went
may
through?
not have been able to identify.
It's not coming back.
Okay. Good.
Okay, next item on our agenda is second reading of the ambulance policy operations. And there were changes here.
Hey, Bob, what were you just saying as far as the proposed billing now is gonna be?
They were proposing to change to another company, and I don't remember the name of the company?
I don't recall the name of the company. It may have been another private ambulance service that was
Yes.
looking to
Yes.
provide that
Right.
service in the hope of getting the ambulance, the ALS business from us.
And it was a better deal, except for the concern that I had raised was if you're paying somebody